to Inside Humboldt Basketball with Humboldt Viking head coach Ronald Abernathy and host Seth Wilkerson.
Welcome into Inside Humboldt Basketball with head coach Ronald Abernathy. We're laughing because human error here. We'd already started and we was having good conversation, so we're going to go back and talk about this week. We had a great win on Friday night, where we had Halls on the ropes really from the get-go. They played you well in that first quarter, but from there we really were able to pull away. I think it was a 23-point second quarter.
Yeah, it was, but it was expected because our conversation before the game and all during the week was Halls wants to beat you here.
Oh yeah.
They want to take away your opportunity to win this district championship. So watch how they come out. Mm-hmm. Watch how they warm up. Watch how they start the game. And it's going to be that way until you break them.
Yeah.
And we broke them pretty quick.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. And you got the big guy down low, Clyde Tettleton, Jeremiah Harris. Both of those kind of wanted to play down low, and they found out real quick, this ain't football. This is basketball. They get you some fouls real fast.
It is. They were pretty physical.
They were. And then you had Sawyer Tettleton shooting the three-point shot. He found a few, but not enough to keep up pace. Humboldt ended up winning that 79-36. Jacavius Graves had a night.
Yes,
he really did, leading the team in scoring. Ultimately would become the tournament MVP, and we'll talk about that in just a moment. But then we moved to the game last night, and a fantastic game. My son loved the dunk at the end of the first quarter. Matter of fact, every break he would bring it up to me. And then talked about it the whole way home. That was the first thing he said to his mom and sister when we walked in the door. You got to see this dunk. Dad, pull it up on your phone, Everybody enjoys that. The first quarter, we outscored them 15-12. They kind of had their way with us in the second quarter, outscored us, and had a 2-point lead at halftime.
Right.
It didn't really look like Viking basketball in that first half. Yeah. Maybe a little bit sluggish. Why don't you explain kind of what was happening there in that first half?
Not so much sluggish, is that, again, the change of emotion, the change of time, the change of set. You go from playing regular season when, you can win or lose, doesn't make no difference, to when you get to tournament time is to win pretty much I go home.
Yeah.
Win or lose the top seed.
Yeah.
So that emotion becomes a little bit more into play, and feelings come a little bit more. And you pretty much, what you saw in the beginning was us just kind of being a little nervous.
Yeah.
But being able to play through it.
And people don't think about this still being a young team.
Oh, yes.
But, they made it to the state tournament last year as a really young squad.
Right.
You've got people here that have been there, but yet they're still not seniors, some of them that were there last year.
It's not, and that's highly evident.
Yeah.
Between the kids that have been there last year and the kids who have not, the difference is highly evident.
Sure. Yes. I made the statement on the broadcast going into halftime. Only 3 people had scored, and at that, Darian was sitting at 14 points in the first half. And I told him, I said, if we win this game, it's going to be because there's going to have to be a supporting cast that really helps assist him. And he was dishing the ball off as well, and just shots were not falling. Right. I think you mentioned, we were trying to record earlier, you mentioned about we were settling for the 3.
Right.
And that kind of changed in the second half. We ended up with 8 or 9 people scoring baskets.
Oh, it did. And in the first half, we were settling for the 3. And we already knew from looking at the video and looking at the film that our best game would be to take the ball inside.
Okay.
And for whatever reason, we were settling for the outside shot and were not hitting them.
Yeah.
And so that kept them in the game.
Sure.
Okay, because I said to the kids, almost every time that we drove the ball to the basket, our ticket inside, we either scored or they fouled us.
Right.
Okay, they fouled us, and that was highly evident.
And since you're mentioning the fouls, we didn't really do too well shooting free throws in the first half.
Oh, terrible. It was bad.
It was. I think at one point we were 2 for 7 or something like that from the free throw line.
2 for 7, we were.
And I'm sitting there going, this is not like us. Normally, certain players step to the line, it's going to be good. I've got my hand on the button ready to update the score. And then it was like, oh, no, this is not good. And then on the flip side, they were hitting 3-point shots.
Oh, yeah. They were hitting very well. They was hitting that mid-range jumper.
Yeah.
Where they were driving the ball to the middle, which is their game.
Sure.
And they were hitting it very well.
Wow.
And they were hitting they hit a couple of nice 3-pointers.
So what did you say at halftime?
Well, pretty much at halftime you go in and we try to make, first of all, you make the adjustments of what's going on.
Sure.
And of course, the first thing we want to do is make adjustments defensively.
Sure.
And talk about what we needed to do to step up the defense. And we talked about that. And then we talked about offensively settling for the three. Let's get the ball inside, because every time that we drove the ball to the basket, they either fouled us, or either we made the layup.
Yeah.
And we did a good job of adjusting to that the second half.
Your defense, it seemed like, maybe made Middleton in the second half play faster.
Yes, it did.
And it caused the turnovers and that kind of thing. I mean, there was one pass, the kid wasn't even looking for the ball. Went straight to Jaden Champion.
Right.
And I had somebody on the stream, they was watching it, and was like, man, he wasn't even looking for the ball. He was a Middleton fan. And, I don't think we get the turnover had he been looking for the ball, but it was just part of our defense forcing them to play faster than they wanted to. They wanted to keep that a low-scoring game.
Oh, well, they wanted to keep the game slow.
Yeah.
And, of course, our intentions was not to allow them to do that. And even when, as we were talking and the coaches, our defense, we wanted to make them uncomfortable.
Yeah.
The first half, we played good defense, but they kind of still did what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
And then, of course, it's always helped when you're hitting shots the way they were the first half.
Sure.
The second half, we pushed them off their spots. They were uncomfortable, even in their ball handling, even in their passing. They were very uncomfortable, and that caused a lot of turnovers. Middleton's
a pretty young team this year too.
Right.
So it was kind of, even in those regards. Let's talk about awards, and then we'll focus in on the championship win. Obviously, Jacavius Graves was awarded the tournament MVP. Darian Taylor was awarded the MVP for the season in our district. Talk about those young men. They've really come a long way this year. Even growth from Darian from last year to this year is just amazing to see it. Jacavius as well, spent a whole offseason really honing in on his basketball side of things. It's made a difference for this team.
Oh, yeah. Have put in the work.
Yeah.
Both Darian and JG, we call him, have put in the work. And I don't mean just after practice and during practice. I mean early mornings, late afternoons, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They put in the work, and you can see it. And, JG was not a starter last year.
Right.
Graves was not. And, of course, he is now. And, of course, he can fill it up.
Yeah.
He can fill it up.
I can remember when he would come off the bench and everybody would start cheering, chanting JG, because he was a fan favorite. He was a good kid. He had friends. He made a lot of good friends. And then this year, taking his game to the next level, they're not just cheering because of who he is. They're cheering because of what he's doing.
And he was always an offset. He was always an offensive.
Yeah.
Always, because that's what they loved about him.
Right.
He come off the bench and score, and of course he's honed all those skills and worked at it.
Yeah. And then the last thing, I think it was a shock to you guys. I don't know if you knew it was coming or not. The ball about the 250 wins with you and Coach Butler both receiving, a ball there. He's been here for your full time.
Years,
and so what did it mean? I want to talk about that first, because I know that 250 milestone makes you kind of reflect on a legacy. But how do you define a successful legacy as a coach? Is it wins, or is it something else entirely?
Well, to really be honest, you don't think about the wins.
Okay.
You just think about having a good program.
Yeah.
That's competitive, and that every year is vying for championships. And I was telling my coaches, I look back now at 200 and, of course, 52 now. And it's just like, wow. But then when you look at the gist of how they've happened, it's amazing.
Yeah.
That's 252 wins in 12 years, which I think averaged out like the 21-point wins every year.
That's incredible.
That is incredible.
That is.
And I didn't necessarily think about the number of wins you're gonna get.
Sure.
But man, they piled up, and they have piled up quickly. And as I was asking you earlier, I do remember when I got my 200th win, there was an article in the Jackson Sun about the 200th win, and then there was mention made that the coach at Northside was just retiring, and he only had 200 wins, and he was there 22 years.
Wow.
Which is almost double the time.
Yeah.
So I'm really thankful. I'm really blessed.
Yes, sir.
And then again, I can't take credit for any of that. Only God can do
right.
something like we have been able to do. And a couple of days ago, Coach Ingram compiled the championships that we've been in. It is amazing.
That's awesome.
In 12 years, what we have been able to do and accomplish as far as on the court, mindset, even educationally.
Yeah.
It has truly been a blessing. It has truly been amazing.
Wow. 250 wins, what a remarkable milestone. When you think back to maybe from where you are today to win number one as a Viking, it's a lot of wins. What do you remember about where this program was and where you wanted it to go?
Well, I do remember Coach Butler and I, like I said, we both been here 12 years. We came in together. We always laughed that our first memory was walking into our locker room. And I can't describe it.
Sure.
It was a mess.
Yeah.
It was clothes and tennis shoes and everywhere. I mean, in the coach's office, it was, and so Butler and I had to put on gloves to start getting it cleaned out.
Wow.
And of course, at that time we had those metal lockers.
Yeah.
And of course we cleaned them out, and we used the metal lockers the first year.
Okay.
But the second year we were able to get booster help and got the lockers, to the wooden lockers to sit down inside, which are currently there now.
Yeah.
We've kept very well. I do remember from day one, we were pretty much feared.
Yeah.
From day one, I don't recall a time when no one did not fear us. Because my very first year, we went all the way. We were runner-ups in the region and the district my first year, and went to substate our first year.
Wow.
And then, of course, from that point on, everything else is up.
Yeah.
You know.
Wow. Is there a win, if you had to pick one out? I know that's hard. You got 252 here, but is there one that really, really stands out and comes to mind when you talk about the wins?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
And when you think about it, I was 2017.
Okay.
In the substate game here against Middleton.
All right.
And I do believe we went into overtime.
Okay.
And then I just remember the things that were going on during that time. And I remember during a timeout, we were saying to the kids, keep working. We got to rebound. We got to box out. And I remember Carlton Childs at the time said, Coach, we got this.
All right.
You know, and we came out, and it was a strange finish because the Middleton kid was at the free throw line.
Yeah.
And he made the free throw, but he stepped across the line, which would have put them ahead.
Oh, wow.
And the official called it. And of course, I've gone back over the years and kept looking at that over and over again, but he had to call it because it was highly obvious what he did.
Yeah.
And I think that was our first trip to going to Murfreesboro. That was 2017. That was Jared Walker, Carlton Childs. That was the 5 seniors who have since all graduated from college.
That's awesome.
And again, we start thinking about our program. It's a lot more than basketball.
Yes.
And but that would be my biggest win.
All right. Great coaching duos have a certain chemistry and trust. And obviously we mentioned Butler is going to be he's coaching a lot now, but he's the main guy next year, in name and everything. When did you first know that you and Coach Butler had something special as a coaching staff?
Oh, I first knew Butler because he played for me at Lane College. And he's currently on the winningest team in school history, which still stands at Lane.
Okay.
He was my point guard.
Yeah.
And just the way he is now was the way he was then.
Okay.
And if I remember correctly, when I got the job here, I want to think he had an opportunity to go somewhere else.
Okay.
And I remember him talking to Mr. Walker and Dr. Hamlet, and I remember them telling me, he said, but I want to come, I like Coach Abernathy, and I want to come so I can learn basketball from him.
Okay.
And that was the first year. And, of course, the rest has been all love.
So you knew he was the next guy?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Long time ago.
Yeah.
Oh, long time ago. Because a lot of folks around call him the little Ab. And,
and
he's the same way. And sometimes I look at him because he'll do some things that I didn't know I did, but I see in him.
Sure.
I knew it. He's solid star. Great player.
Yeah.
Just as he coached, he was a great player. Great point guard. Could shoot it, could defend, could pass it, was a team leader. I knew it a long time ago.
I know you'll have this conversation, before you leave, but if there's one thing that you could say to Coach Butler in front of everyone about what his partnership has meant to you in this program, what would that be?
His loyalty.
Okay.
His loyalty, because early on we went through a lot of gibberish.
Yeah.
A lot of we don't know what we're doing. A lot of go back to where you came from. But people were saying those things, and they didn't know me. They didn't know my background.
Sure.
They didn't know Butler's, but people were just talking and saying things like that. And he would tell me about different people would say stuff, but he would stay loyal.
Yeah.
Loyalty and the love that we have for each other.
Sure.
And not only him, but for our coaches, to allow us to have a program that operates in love and togetherness and loyalty, and we got peace, and we talk with each other, we communicate with each other. The biggest thing I had to teach them early was my staff was not to listen to outside sources.
Gotcha.
Because at first, boy, they had rabbit ears, and I like, y'all, those folks do not know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, they do not know basketball like I know basketball.
Sure.
And I had to convince them, don't get caught up in that. Let's just do it on the floor. And oh, Lord, I had particularly Steve Shivers, one of my assistants for 9 years. Oh, Lord, at first he was rabbit ear. He wanted to fight everybody that said something negative. But over the years, been able to allow them to know and understand that we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
We carry it out. We practice on a daily basis. So we're not going to let some person from the outside come in who watches a game one night and then has a lot of advice about something they don't know what to do.
Sure.
And I always tell them it's like me having to go to the dentist.
Uh-oh.
And I sit down in a chair with somebody who's not a dentist.
Yeah.
That's not good.
No.
Okay. And for us, we know the game, we work at it, we perfect it every single day.
Sure.
This is our job. This is our livelihood. And just to be in tune and be focused. But the biggest thing in our program has been the peace and the joy, the love, the communication, the loyalty with each other.
Being the man that's done this, what advice would you give to young coaches out there that they look at Humboldt and they say, man, I want my program to look like that, the longevity, the success that you and Coach Butler have had?
To be in tune, to stay in tune.
Okay.
And to be loyal, to keep what goes on in your program.
All right.
Not allow outsiders to say or do things that will break up, the loyalty that you have for each other. Because every win and every loss, you're the last to sit together.
Yeah.
To celebrate and to mourn.
Okay.
And you have to learn, and blessedly, we have not mourned a lot.
Sure. Sure.
We've celebrated a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's probably real easy to say that, but we have celebrated a lot.
Yeah.
And I would tell young coaches just to stay the course and do it your way.
Sure.
I tell my coaches, and they laugh at me with this saying, my way may not be the only way.
Okay.
But it's the way that I know.
All right.
It's the way that I've learned. It's how I came up. It's how I was brought in. It's how I bought in.
Sure.
To my mentors, and that's the only way I know. And like I said, it may not be the only way, but it's our way.
Yeah.
Stick to the plan.
All right. Well, congratulations on championship District 13A. That's the first step. Now we move to the next level, and you've got South Fulton coming here Saturday.
Yes, we do.
7 o'clock. We've played South Fulton already this season, haven't we? Or did we?
No, we have not.
Okay. Was that one of the games that got moved, or did I overlook that?
That was
Okay.
That was Huntington.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we have not.
That must have been somewhere that South Fulton was playing. Maybe it was one of those Thanksgiving tournaments or something I ended up showing up to, and they were playing somewhere. I've seen their boys play this year. No, it was middle school South Fulton that I saw.
Okay.
I did not see high school. What do you expect to see from them on Saturday?
We don't know yet. We're going to look at it.
All right.
We're looking now. We're looking and gathering film, and we'll know that real quickly, real soon.
Championships are built on culture.
Yes.
You know, we know that. And
Yes.
that's the one thing that's just kind of been elusive for us here the last 12 years, getting that state championship and just getting that buy-in. Obviously, we talked about, the culture. How would you describe that culture of this group of athletes as built with you all and this coaching staff?
Well, back in 2019, we were on our way to Murfreesboro. Our kids coined the phrase ring chaser. And that's been our phrase ever since then.
Yeah.
And that's what we do. We chase in the ring.
All right.
We've accomplished everything that we could accomplish, even a silver ball.
All right.
Even getting an opportunity to play in the championship game.
Yeah.
And of course, we would love to have the opportunity to be in that championship game again. Came close last year.
Yes, we did.
Came very close last year, but we would love to have an opportunity and a chance to play in that game again.
And we've said we felt like we were like one or two pieces away last year.
Right.
Do you feel like those pieces are in place?
Every year is different.
Okay.
Every year is different. We talked about those different pieces during those years. It's different.
Okay.
Every year is different. And this year is different because, again, we were known as a power team.
Yeah.
And now we're not.
Right.
Now we're known as a defensive scoring team, and that makes it a lot different.
Okay.
And, of course, last year it took us a long way.
Yeah, it did.
And so we're still playing the same way, so we look forward to doing that again this year.
20 minutes goes by fast. We're already here, even a second time. Well, we didn't quite go 20 minutes last time, but
Yes, sir.
we got it caught early enough. I think it was in the first 5 minutes or so. But appreciate you taking time for us again. We'll meet back again hopefully next Monday and talk about a win on Saturday and where that leads us. And I know you guys are getting ready for another great game. Folks, if you want to come to this game, it is here at Humboldt. We need those hometown fans. They had DJ Vaughn in the house last night. I hear he may be trying to come back Saturday. And so good luck. Now, before we get out of here, both us and Middleton are hosting games.
Right.
Being the number 1 seed, let's talk about the advantage of that over a number 2 seed before we leave. Make sure everybody understands winning that game. What did that do for us?
Well, it gave us the home game.
Okay.
The number 1 and 2 seed probably put us in the same situation.
Okay.
It gives us a home game.
And then once you get past this game, it all goes to a neutral site.
Yeah, it goes to a neutral site.
For regionals.
Which what we understand is Bethel.
Yes. Yeah, they were talking about that, I think, last night, saying maybe there was some conflict of schedule or something they're working through.
Yeah.
But hopefully we'll be able to play there at Bethel. And then that's the regionals, right? And then you move to substate.
Well, the regionals are now. Our first game at
Saturday.
home is a regional game.
Okay, yeah.
And then you go to the regional semifinals and finals.
Okay, excellent. How many games away from the punching the ticket to Murfreesboro is that? Is that
So
3 or 4?
3 for the region. Substate would be 4.
Okay, so you win your 4th game, you're at Murfreesboro.
Yes, sir.
This is what you work for.
Oh, it is?
This is it. This is
What you
tournament
live
time.
for. This is what you live for.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it is.
Well, congratulations again.
Thank you,
and
sir.
Congratulations on the District 13A championship. Also, you all were both honored as Coach of the Year, obviously, as associate and head coach there with our transition here. And then 250 wins. A lot of celebrating, like you said.
A lot. And I thank God because He has really blessed me.
Yes, sir.
And blessed us to have a program that operates in peace and joy and love and right relationship and right communication.
Yes, sir. This is Inside Humboldt Basketball. We get to do this most every week. We've missed a week or two this season, but we've already got more episodes this season than we did last year.
Yes,
so I appreciate everybody watching, staying up to date with what's going on with Coach Ab, but also Humboldt Viking basketball. Until next week, go Vikings, and we'll be back again very soon.
Thanks for watching this edition of Inside Humboldt Basketball with head coach Ronald Abernathy. Go Vikings!